Hello people of YouTube, I'm just setting my video up, won't be long. I just need to find the URL of the video. Right. It says there's one person there. I'm just swapping Wi-Fi connections. No, I don't need to. Okay, I brought the internet closer so the connection should be better. Where's the URL? In fact, I'll find it in my email. Okay. I can see my own reflection. Start recording. Oh, there's nobody watching. Okay. Right, how do I get the live chat? Here. Hello, buy Elite Hacks. Can you hear me? Oh, I'm not even near the camera. I need to reposition everything. Right, I'll put the screen on one side, somewhere where I can't see it. Put the internet on one side. And have the chat on the right. That way I can reply to people's questions. Okay, I just need to bring one more thing and then I should be ready. Almost ready to start if anyone's there. Let's just check. There's 3 people there. Say hello, whoever you are. I've got 1 thumbs up. Right, it's a bit quieter now. Right, so it's been running for about 6.5 minutes. I think it's ready to start the live stream then. Just one more thing. Other YouTubers have gloves, so why not? I haven't got any black ones, I'll get hold of some. Right, so what you see, there's only 2 people watching now, oh well. I have an Antminer box, and this time it actually says Antminer on there rather than a plain box. And at the bottom it says Shenzhen Sentry Cloud Core Technologies Limited, which is the Bitmain company, I think. That's where they dispatch from. So these might be the actual manufacturers of the Antminers. I have seen other people with these Antminer boxes, but those usually go to America. But this is the first time I've received one. So to start off with these things which you've seen at the start of the video. So what I have here is my solar reading. I'm just generating 2.5 kilowatt hours. The sun's just gone down now, so that's going to adjust. On the right hand side, I'm just going to see if you can see that. What series? Are you asking which Antminer I'm running? What's your name? Veranton Reborn. You're going to have to wait a few minutes if you're going to ask what Antminer's in here. There's no point in telling you now, because then I'll ruin the surprise when you see it. I'm just going to talk about these 2 sensors. So that's my solar panel reading, which is on the main house. And what you can see here is I'm currently consuming from the grid 9.8 kilowatt hours when I'm supposed to be consuming 11.8 kilowatt hours. So that's from this solar panel here. As well, if I move to channel 1, we can see that, hopefully you can read that. I can see it on the camera, so you should be able to see that. The garage is consuming 5.1 kilowatt hours. The rest is the main house, which is the other miners. And then if I move to channel 9, I also have a DIY solar job as well, which is putting an extra 300 watts. It's a bit low, but it has been as high as 750 watts. These panels are flat, so I don't think I'll get the full 1.5 kilowatt. Maybe I will do in summer, but if that happens, I'm going to probably implement some water cooling on the solar panels, because the solar panels like sun, but they don't like heat. And if you spray a bit of water on there, the evaporation process will cool down the panel. So that's another thing that I'm going to try. Okay, so I just need something to open the box. I might use a screwdriver. And I'm also using this new mount thing that I made. I've not got round to doing a video for it. I've filmed it, but I've not edited it. So that'll be in a video soon. That's a bit shaky. Oh, I've just seen something different inside here. Okay, so there's the welcome letter, which tells you how to use your miner. It says to use a high power supply, i.e. 1600 watt. With this device, I don't think I need that. This might be just a generic letter. Tells you how to set it up. Tells you about the returns policy, same as usual. The RMA policy, and they haven't put the RMA address on here, which is correct because they always change it. You need to go for online to do an RMA policy. They'll give you the address and everything, an up-to-date address. Hopefully I won't need to do that. Okay, one person's disappeared from the video. So this sponge feels a bit different. I'll just get the scales out. I'm not going to measure the dimensions. You can find it on the website. I can now zoom into videos easily. Zoom in on the videos easily. So this is just under 3.8 kilowatts. 3.8 kilograms. I'm still thinking about solar panels. That is quite light, but then there's hardly anything in this. And you can also see this miner is in an anti-static bag rather than bubble wrap. So is that a step up? Or they're cutting cost? But really they should put it in an anti-static bag and bubble wrap. And it is a sealed anti-static bag. No, it's not. There's tape underneath. So the first thing I noticed when they sent me their picture of their machine or a video of their machine, there's no rear fan. Now I need the rear fan on here, that way I can extract the hot air, the exhaust air, through some ducting. So I'm probably going to have to add my own fan on here somehow. Don't really want to modify this. Oh, really I don't have to, because I can cable tie the fan using the cable ties through the fan holes. Something like this. So it'll be a bit fiddly trying to get a cable tie in there, so you just bend that like this and then try and get that back out again. Obviously you can't really undo the screw because there's a warranty sticker on both ends, one on each side. The other side looks normal. It's quite tall, so it's like the second lot of the D3s. Not sure if this is a high performance fan, it might be. And at the top, you can see it's an X3. Now these were estimated to earn a lot of money when they first released or first advertised, but then some of the big boys decided to fork the coin and create a Kryptonite version 7. So this is a Kryptonite version 6 miner. One of the coins is also going to fork. I'll just get the name of that one. ETN is its code. Electronium. So I need to try and get this onto Electronium as quick as possible and see if I can mine. From what I've been told by others who received theirs in batch 1. In fact, this is batch 4. This was meant to be released a lot later, probably towards the end of June, but I got this today. The new release date was meant to be 1st of May, but it was dispatched a bit earlier, and people in batch 1 received theirs last week. So they've had theirs for about a week. This was originally $12,000 and I didn't pay that, but the people who did had an option to cancel and get a refund or get an extra 4 for free. Now I haven't ordered a power supply, and you probably know by me now I don't want to order a Bitmain power supply. They cost too much. It's $105 plus the postage, which was $40. It's now about $60 for the power supply. And then when it comes to the UK, there's 20% VAT on top of that. It just doesn't make any sense. So I try to reuse power supplies or buy cheap Chinese ones. Most of the time they work okay. So looking at this, I can't see any dust. I do see a smudge fingerprint there. Oh, nobody's watching my video. Is everyone gone? Did you find out it was the X3 and then you just disappeared? Well, am I not streaming? No, I'm still streaming. Okay. Everyone's gone. I'll just talk to myself then. That's fine. So on this side, it doesn't say Bitmain, it says Shenzhen Cloudic Technology Co. Limited. That's a weird name, Cloudic. I'm just going to zoom in on here. I also have lighting control. It's on the minimum setting at the moment. It says 45 amps maximum. That'll be the 12 volts at 45 amps. I don't think this will consume 45 amps. It's way too high. I don't see any other dust inside there or dirt. There's a bit of marking on there, but that's machine marks as they're manufacturing it at high speed and doing it really cheaply. So for this, I'm going to power it up using this HP server power supply. It's a DPS 800GB-A. It has a yellow sticker on the 1000 watt power, and that's assuming you're running it at 200 to 240 volts. And these cables, which are actually splitters, but using it as a single cable. So there are 3, 6, 9 plus 1 on here. So that's 10 connections. And how many do I have connected here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to be using all of these. I just need to get one more thing. So if Monero and the other coins, they don't really show up much on here. If they didn't fork, this would be making today $352 a day. But instead, it's going to make about $58 a day. And that's on NiceHash, but somebody told me it doesn't work on NiceHash. I might give it a go. So I've already got all the cables plugged in on this end first. I think this power supply works. So the way that this works is it won't go that way around, because then you'll be blocking the fans, which you don't want to do. So you just flip it round and plug it in this way. The first time you need a bit of force to get it in. And then I've got to somehow connect all this up. These PCI connectors are 6+2, so this will slide onto here, so you can make it an 8 connector. But for these A6 you don't need that. I forgot to do the check. So when you first get a miner, you hold the hash in and then you do a shake to see if anything's loose, but with this there isn't. If you shake it without holding the hash board, you'll hear a rattle. And that might make it difficult to hear if any heat sinks have come off. So that's 3 done, and we just need to find the 4th one. Okay, and the last one, which might not fit now. Maybe I can force it in. Okay, so when you clipped all these in, just check to see if any of them are loose. Because you don't want them to be loose, you'll be arcing, and then these miners might be a bit finicky. Okay, you can see the power consumption there. I probably won't measure the sound level on this because the app on the phone is not that great. I just need a UK IC cable. Today I am going to use one that is rated at 5 amps with a 5 amp fuse. That'll be plenty for this miner. For the internet, I'm just going to use this cable. There's no router in here. Hello to the 4 people who are watching. Okay, so that starts off around 30 to 50 watts. Add a bit more light. Oh, hang on. Something's not right there. Oh, I thought there were 4 hash, but there isn't. There's 3 hash boards. I got a bit confused when I saw these cables. I saw that as 2 cables. So it's just 3 hash boards. So you could get another card and stick it on that one. The software should support it. Because I know you can move these cables into that one and it would work. There we go. Now I've got to get its IP address. The easiest way to do that is to log into a router and look out for the host names, assuming you've renamed the previous ones. So this one is .184. It is a bit quieter with only one fan. So now that is also at 500 watts, so that's mining something, so I want to log into this as quick as possible. But for some reason, it's not letting me in. Just going to check the router again. Definitely 184. Ah, wait. Okay, I see it hiding somewhere else. I need to fix that. It's on a different VLAN. Okay, so now I'm in. The default username and password is root and root. If I go to miner status, that's mining on Ant Pool, which I don't want it to do. I spoke to Bitmain and They said it doesn't do XMR, only XMC. So maybe I get this onto Antpool and I can do XMR. I'll come back to that one. So now I need to figure out how to get this onto NiceHash. I'll do Antpool for first thing. If I have an Antpool account. I'll just switch that off because I don't want to give Bitmain some hashing power. For some reason Antpool isn't opening up. Probably my end, so I'll try a different pool. Just have a look at what to mine. In fact, I don't want to do Electronium because the earning is $43. And I've just closed Antpool by mistake. I didn't prepare for this video, so I don't know what pools to look at. But I have been talking to other people who have tried some pools. They said NiceHash didn't work. I might give it a go. Right, so where do I go to find out how to use NiceHash? ASIC mining. For those that are here, I get another miner tomorrow, and it's not from Bitmain. So you can try and guess what it is, but I'm not going to say until I receive the parcel tomorrow. Same time. Right, if I look at Kryptonite, Europe. I'm going to switch this back on. So at 550 watts, this shouldn't generate as much heat as the other miners. And with only one fan, it is a bit quieter. But you still don't want this to be in the same room as you're staying in, sleeping in or whatever. Okay, so Antpool is open, so I'm going to try both Antpool and NiceHash. Just need to log in first, I think. Never tried Antpool before. Other people say it's bad because it belongs to Bitmain. Right, so I'm in Ampool. Currently on Bitcoin, so I want to change that to XMC. Was XMC on what to mine? I don't think it was. So I'm just going to Google search XMC for what to mine. That's the easiest way to search for a coin, or it probably is listed on the coins. It is, yeah. There's Monero Original and Monero, which is the number 6, but there's no XMC on what to mine. I'll give it a try. So I need to go to worker. I probably need to create a worker. Right, so create worker, give it a number. Okay, and then copy my worker name. I might need to log in again because I did reboot it. No, I did. Minor configuration, and just stick my worker name in there instead of Antminer's. So that's doing its rebooting. That's mining at 530 watts on this not very efficient power supply. How much making a day? If you're asking how much I paid about $1,400–$1,500. This was when it was at $1,900. I'm not sure what the price is today, and that's because I use a voucher. If the couple of coins that moved over Kryptonite 7 didn't fork over, this would be making about $360 a day. Instead it's making about $60 a day. That question came from Smart World and Technology. Right, I'm just going to refresh the miner status page. Okay, so that says it's working fine. I've never had luck with Antminer before, Antpool. That's mining at 235 kilohash per second. I think this was rated at 220 kilohash per second. This is something like 10 times more powerful than a Vega 56, 64 or something like that. So the main thing is to see if this actually shows up in Antpool. I also need to know how much the fees are as well, and how to cash out of Ampool. So that's not showing up yet. You're buying the X3 next month. Well, when you buy ASICs, you want to buy them straight away, because if you wait, it might be cheaper later on, but each day that you wait, other people are joining onto the network. The more people that join onto the network, it means the less you have. Now, there might be reasons why you're waiting. Could be affordability, you might have your coins by then. But if you do already have your coins, get it straight away if you can. Don't wait. This is batch number 4. I don't think Bitmain sold that many because this was dispatched a week after batch 1. Not many people bought these. When you buy ASICs, you want to try and be in the first batch if you can, because those people in the first batch will earn the most. Now obviously, I'm not going to pay Bitmain $1,200 for one machine, even though they give people an extra 3 for free, which works out to about $3,000 each. But some people did actually pay the $12,000. I don't think I'm going to see any status on the pool page for a while, because it's this pay per average share, so you're going to be on for ages. I don't know if I can change that. So on here I have payment history, earning history. Those are going to be blank because I've just switched this on. Okay, so we've got the fees here. So pay per share is 2% fee. PPS Plus is positive 4%. I don't get this why PPS is minus 2%. So there's some negative ones and some positive ones. Check who this message is from. And someone just left me a message saying it's TX3. I'll just put yes on that because I don't know what the first word is. Yeah, so whilst that's doing its thing on my account, I can now have a look at NiceHash. So this is currently on PPS, so I should really see something on this chart. It's not like NiceHash, which is a bit more instant. So that's 235 kilohash per second. Just going to refresh that. I'm just going to also check if there's any overclock settings. There is some overclock settings. Okay, so that's something else I'm going to try, because I don't like it being that low. I've got 1000 watts here, so I should be able to put 1000 watts into this machine if it's stable. Right, so you're the guy, Smart World and Technology. Okay, so you found me on the ASIC miner group. Right, so what was I going to do? I was going to try NiceHash before I try overclocking it. So it's doing something on Ant Pool, but I can't see it on the pool. you need to make sure you can at least see it on the pool. So I'm just going to edit the first pool entry. It doesn't mine all 3 pools, it's just like a queuing system, so if one goes down you can jump onto the next. So that was port 5555, and now I'm going to change to NiceHash. Just copy my address from another ASIC, that way you don't make a mistake. And I'll call this .x3, so it'll show up. Password, you can leave it as whatever you want. They say leave it as X. I've left it as 123. Some pools are picky with what you use, and that just scared me a little bit. So I've just switched over to NiceHash. I do remember NiceHash saying that they're going to switch over to version 7, but I don't know if they kept hold of version 6. Okay, so that's gone quieter, so that looks like it's mining. So I'm going to check the miner status. Okay, so that says it's alive on NiceHash at 234 kilohash per second, and it has peaked at 241. I'm just going to put my hand at the back to feel the heat. There's no heat there. Maybe a little bit at the bottom. So that's gone to 240 kilohash per second. Now I'm going to check on NiceHash. On the pool status. Okay, so that says Kryptonite on there, but it's not showing any hashing power, so that's not worked. It has shown that I've added Kryptonite onto the list. That's probably because they moved over to Kryptonite 7. Using the same URL. That's not good. Now I did have a look at Electronium, but it doesn't look like it's the most profitable coin. I'm going to refresh again. So Monero Kryptonite 7 is currently making $352 a day, but obviously I can't use that. NiceHash is listed there, but that doesn't appear to be working. There's another coin called Dynasty Coin, DCN, DCY, and another one called Digital Note XDN. There's another coin called Bytecoin, BCN. Electronium is listed there at the bottom. So, I'm just going to search for a XMC profitability calculator. Just have a quick look at Antpool to see if anything's come on there. Probably hasn't. Yeah. Right, so I think someone else has left a message on Facebook. What is Monero Original? Is that not the same as Monero Classic? Are they just the same coins? If it is the same, let's just stick 240 kilohash per second, 540 watts, calculate $15 a day, so it's not Monero Original, that's something completely different. I'm just going to have a look at my messages to see what the other guy is mining to. He sent me a message on my Facebook page, which is called Crypto Miner UK. I don't have to shout as much when filming this miner because it's not that loud. I just need to find out what he was called. Is it John? Someone's commented in on my link, so that's Leon Von K. Let's see what he says. Who wants to watch someone doing something he has no clue about what he's doing? We have jobs, we have life. Well, okay. That was a hint. I want people to tell me what to do. I need to go back to my messages wherever that is. Just going to refresh Nice Hash to see if it's on there. Definitely not working on that hash. Right, so he's had 3 of his 4 ASICs running. Let me find out what coin he was using. Bytes coin. Let's see if that's on what to mine. This is on there. That was $45 a day. I might do digital notes. XDN coin, which is $57 a day. I also need to check to see which exchange supports it as well. The way that I do that is either from CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Let's have a look at the markets. That's on HitBTC, so I can do that. So I'll log into HitBTC now. That way I can exchange them as quick as possible. Okay, so XDN coin is listed. There's another one which is similar. And I've got a new address on the exchange, so next step is okay, so there's a blog here, so I'll just open that one up. When looking for the mining pool, you want to find one which has the lowest ping in the area, and possibly you probably want to join a pool which has the biggest hashing on their pool. That way you have more chances to find a block in your pool and the profits being shared across that pool. So you're going to balance all those 3 up. In fact, why don't I just look at digital note page and then see if there's a Bitcoin talk page on that. Find the main website and see which ones they recommend. So this was listed June 2015. They do have an official website. So those appear to be the wallets, which I don't want because I'm mining straight to the exchange. People say don't mine to an exchange, but that way you can't trade it up for more coins. So we've got Minergate. Yeah, I don't want to go on Minergate. They rob you of your hashing power. Someone else has left me a message on Facebook. Let's see what that one says. First thing we want to do is log in and change admin password and configuration. Well, I changed that afterwards. And configure slush pool instead of default ample. Well, that depends on what slush pool offers on coins. He also says, do not buy an X3, they're a scam and won't make any money. Well, that's bullshit. They're not a scam, it's just some of the coins have moved across to Kryptonite version 7. And that came from Brandon Wheatston. So let's have a look. I've lost the tab that I was on before. Too many people are replying on Facebook. Let's start again. I don't really want to go on slush pool. I don't think it's the best pool. I'm just going to go towards the last few pages of the Bitcoin Talk forum and see what it says in there. A lot of people will list their own pools in there. Just check the page before. If I don't find anything on there, I'll look somewhere else. Okay, I'm not going to read all that now, I can read it later. Okay, with someone on Reddit has put best mining pool, not Minergate. And that was in 2016. So these pools might not be there anymore. Dark Node Note Miner. Let's just have a quick look at a few of these. See which one has the highest hash rate. Hopefully they're not too far away. Okay, those websites are either not loading or very slow, so it won't be going on to them. Go back to the first one. Okay, so we've got a pool here. Okay, so this lists a few pools. I'm just going to open these up, see if we get any information on XDM coin. The last one appears not to be online. Miner.center appears to be 100% uptime. Alright, let's see what's open. Okay, so the first one has been blocked. Let's proceed anyway. See what this random person is saying again. They will go to mine Monero version 6, but Bitmain used them themselves, blah blah blah. That's a bit bullshit about not making your money back. But then I don't have to mine XMC. I'm not mining XMC, I'm trying to do this other coin. Just to start off with. Let's see if that's listed. They have listed Darknet. I don't think that's the same, but they also write Bitcoin in there as well as Monero. For the ASIC that's coming tomorrow, I'll do a bit more research. In fact, I don't need to do research on that. That one does work on NiceHash, and it will work on the existing pool that I'm using. Okay, well this is it. I'm not getting anywhere with this. I'm just going to try and see if I can get on to what that other guy was on. Just checking the heat from the rear. A little bit of heat. I didn't ask this guy what pool he was using. Could be nano pool. Let's have a look at nano pool, see what coins they support. classic Monero and Electronium. Okay. Let's try Electronium. I think I need to create an account first. They don't make it easy for first timers. Let's go to home. How to connect, blah blah blah. So I need the Electronium address. Okay, I need to get one of those. I'm just going to see what is the most popular exchange for that first. And coin market cap. Someone else has left me a message on Facebook. Let's see what they want. Is this still earning high? You're probably not watching a live video, so it's about $47 to $65, $56, something like that, around that area per day. And the electric cost is quite low. As you can see, it's 540 watts on this very non-efficient power supply. I think it's an 80% efficiency power supply. So it might be about 520 watt on a 90% power supply. And that came from Kirk Hobson. Right, so what am I doing now? I'm going to go to coin market cap, which I've done. If we go to markets, okay, there's Cryptopia, which I don't want to use because my account keeps getting attempted hacked on there. And there's also KuCoin as well. Let's try a different coin. I can always come back to that later. So we've got Monero. XNC. See which one's the best pool. Exchange. Yeah, there's not that many. Okay, so I think what I'm going to have to do is get a wallet, ETN wallet. Let's just have a quick look on what to mine again. See if it's digital note, which is a high serving. It is still $57 a day. I'll stick with that one then. Minergate. I'm going to use Minergate. Okay, so looks like I'm going to struggle to mine digital now. I've just clicked on Minergate. Let's have a look at what their fees are. The fees are quite low. 1.5%. Let's sign up and see. I'm just going to take this off nice hash. Okay, that says I have an account already. I'll give up on mine again. Shit anyway. Okay, dark mode, not mining, not sensor is not opening up, so I'm going to have to give up on that as well. Oh, I just click on something else and it's there. Right. Let me show you the URL. Platic IO nut, I'm not sure how you say your name. I'm just trying to figure out what to mine. Yeah, I didn't do any research on this. I was looking at, I don't even know the name of some of these coins. I just want to find a Kryptonite 6 coin that I can mine. I had to look at Nanopool. There's Electronium and Monero Classic, but I can't figure out how to make an account on Nanopool. That would probably be the most best to want to get onto if you can do that. Well, it does say on Nanopool, you must update your XMR miners before block 154600 on the 6th of April, or they'll stop working. So what is it? That's XMR, so that's not supported, it's XMC that I want. You spelt it right. I'm mining Electronium. Okay, and you're X3. So, are you mining to an exchange or are you mining to a wallet? And also, Electronium is going to fork soon as well, they announced it. So it might be good for short term, but later on we need to switch on to something else. So let's see if we can get an Electronium wallet first. And you're mining to a wallet on EasyCashBack. What is the port date? I think it was today, but I'll just check. '30th of May, maybe. So we've got about a month. And what wallet did you use for your Electronium? It looks like you can make a wallet on electronium.com. you're going to move on to Bitcoin and Aeon. Just need to check my emails. Okay, so you're having the same problem on Antpool. Mine does actually connect to Antpool for the XMC. But I didn't see any update status on the pool. I've just put it back onto Antpool whilst I'm setting Electronium up, and then I'm going to check to see if anything does show up. It is PPS, which will take some time to show up. That's just the way that PPS works. Shouldn't take more than 20 minutes though. And now I've got to enter my mobile number in there. That's a bit strange. Maybe it's for UK only people. Let's see what. No, it's supposed to be countries. So do I have to enter a code from the mobile number? Oh, the web page isn't working. That's great, isn't it? Has that sent me a text message? Yes, it has. So I'm not going to say out my text message on this live video. If anyone's watched my scammer video, the latest one, I had someone contact me on Facebook saying that they've also invested. But then, pin recovery email. An email with a link will be sent to this email. You need to click on to continue. Well, you already have my email. Oh, you sent me a pin. Right. Trying to read this email. No. Right. Before creating a pin, you need to set one. Okay. Okay, well if Antpool does work, I will look at making a quick video on that. You say post it on the group. Can you tell me which group you found this video on, please? I posted it in a few places. Oh, this is stupid. So you need a pin recovery email, which is a different email to your main email. Okay, so now I'll create my pin. This live streaming, it might be slowing my internet down, I think. Or this Electronium website is slow. .504 gateway timeout. Right, so how do I know if this has worked or if it hasn't worked? Where's my wallet? Okay, I'm just going to read all of this. Okay, I have a wallet. So if anyone's watching this, they can, I can just click to copy on that. Now to figure out how to stick this in to the miner. Do that one there. I'm guessing I just put my wallet address in the worker. Does it say anything about password? Estimate NiceHash profits, and they've listed NiceHash as a high-end cloud mining. Technically it's not cloud mining. I'll just try this first, and I'll try and stick it with NiceHash. let's have a look at my stats on Easy Hash. At the moment it says 83 hashes per second. So I'll check this again in a few moments. And it's done 60,000 shares. Okay. I've done a refresh and it's gone to 150 hashes per second. And that's at 100,000 shares. I'll refresh it one more time. .267 hashes per second. That's very low. It should be kilohash, not hashes per second. So what I could possibly do is give it to a new URL, because I did select low and medium range CPU. So maybe I need to stick it on the GPU rig to get a better hash rate on the pool. That hash rate is too low, 270 hashes per second. Oh, it's gone to 542. Maybe it takes a very long time for this to update, but I don't think I want to wait. Okay, I've got the fault light on there. I think that's part of the normal boot up process because that's disappeared now. Move this camera back up again. Okay, that says 1.3 kilohash per second. There's over 200 missing there. If this gets to around 240 kilohash per second, then I'll look at overclocking this. Let's have a look at the default frequency. Frequency is 400. And I can go up to 750, but it will not probably work at 750. I'll refresh again. .3 kilohash per second. I've done 3.3 million shares. It's still too low. Estimated weekly profits $9 a week. Yeah, I don't want that. It is still going up. It's gone to 6.3 kilohash per second. I'll be back in a sec, just going for a drink. Is anyone watching? No. Right, I'm back. .11 kilohash per second. This is going up slowly, too slowly. I've done this incorrectly. I'm supposed to do your wallet. 19.8 kilohash per second, still too low. Just going to reboot it again. Yeah, that's not working right. That's 20.3 kilohash per second. That's a tenth of what it should be. And it's dropping down. But that might be because it's catching up from when I power cycled it. I've just refreshed the amp pool, and that said 132 kilohash per second. So that needed a little bit longer, and it probably would have been fine. So I've got 0.0169 XMC, which is what? In a short period of time, just under 10 cents. I'll keep this on easy hash for a bit longer and see if it does increase. It doesn't seem to be. Or I might just go to Bitcoin rather than just mess around with this, because this isn't going anywhere. And there's a fork coming up in about a month's time. I think I saw... No, not really digital. So HitBTC also supports a Bitcoin. I'm just going to check if it's one of the top ranking exchanges. Oh, did I just see Bitcoin there? It's on a few markets. Right, so Bitcoin markets are HitBTC is the top one, so that'll do me. Just under $7 million on there, traded in the last 24 hours. The Bitcoin.uk pool, well, that would be the quickest one for me, and it says it's without fees. Okay, so the network hash rate is 45 megahash per second, and they have 16.7 megahash per second. Someone called Power Up has left a message saying power usage good. Is that stock settings? Have you tried overclocking? This is on a very old power supply, probably about 10-year-old server power supply. So I'm estimating the actual power supply might be 520 watts. If you had a 90% efficiency one, this is 80%. This is crap. What else did you ask? Overclocking, yes, I will do soon. So these are the stock settings at the moment. I'm just looking around different coins. I tried Antpool, nothing happened for a while. I came back later and it did get up to about 130 odd kilohash per second. So if I'd left it a bit longer, it'll be even more. Then I went to I forgot the name of the coin now. The mobile phone one. ETN, which is Electronium. I wasn't getting high hash rates on that. I think it peaked at 20 kilohash per second, so I was getting a tenth of the power. Now I'm looking at Bytecoin. Yes, John. Electronium was only giving me about 20 kilohash per second. I was using easyhash.io. I couldn't figure out Nanopool. I don't know how to create an account. What are you mining, John? Okay, you're getting 330 kilowatts, so I assume that's kilohash. Well, you've gone on to Bytecoin. Okay. For Bytecoin, are you on bytecoin.uk? And what hash rate are you getting on Bytecoin? Because if you was getting 333 kilohash per second on the easy hash, that's quite good. But what URL was you using? They had a few options on there. I tried, let me get back to that page. I tried low and mid-range CPU, then I tried GPU rig, but I wasn't really getting much. So it might be the settings that you were using. You've got 3 pointed there, currently getting 139 kilohash. Can it be used on NiceHash? No, I've tried that. NiceHash does see the Kryptonite being connected, but the hash rate is 0, and that's because NiceHash have changed from Kryptonite 6 to Kryptonite 7. You use Stratum port 888. Let me see if that was an option. Are you talking about Easy Hash or Electronium or Bytecoin for the 888? Because that 888 wasn't on Easy Hash. Okay, Bytecoin. And you're on bytecoin.uk, is that correct? Okay, so do I need to create an account on Bytecoin or will it just work? So that uses the NiceHash port, okay. Enter your wallet address as a worker, okay. Mining pool address, if mining pool doesn't work, use the IP address. John, you sound as if you're from the UK. Have you measured your power consumption on a proper power supply, not an old power supply like I've got? You put yes. I've just got a Facebook question for my D3, so that's from Daniel, and the answer is NiceHash, so I'll answer you separately. So you got 500 watts, okay. I've got an extra 40 watts, but that's because my power supply isn't that good. Someone was meant to buy my D3 from eBay. He hasn't paid, he's been asking for extension, so if he doesn't pay soon, I'm going to make sure it costs him a lot of money. Yeah, the recommended power supply is 1600 watts, as it says in the paperwork. But this is never going to go to 1600 watts because on the side it says 45 amps, which is about 500 watts. D3, good luck. Good luck at selling them, or good luck on ROI? I'm using the D3 as a stepping stone into crypto. So I've actually purchased a few more ASICs. I've got 4 M3s, an A3, this X3. I've got another ASIC coming tomorrow, another one from the same manufacturer coming soon. I'm not going to say what it is or when it's coming. And then another 2 from Bitmain. So I probably won't get ROI, but it's helping me to buy other ASICs without actual cash, and then I should get ROI, if that makes any sense. Did you get the E3? Well, I'm not going to say because it's going to spoil my other videos, but let's just say yes, I did get the E3 at $800, and if we look at the price of the E3 now, how much is the E3? The E3 is massive. That's taking me to my link. And that's coming from the 16th to the 31st of July, which is a very long time. So the current price of the E3 is $2,150. I should have got more $800 E3s at that time. Right, so back to Bitcoin. I put in the address and the port number with a very high difficulty, so that's for a nice hash. Let's see what else there is. My wallet address. Oh, so I need to get that from BTC. And I'm guessing there's no password on this. I'll save that, that's going to spin up. You use X, I've left this as 1, 2, 3. John, when did you get your X3? Was you batch 4 or was you a quicker batch? Crypto Adventures. Oh, you're the guy from Australia. Right, okay, yes. I remember you now. Yes, batch 1, you got 4 for the price of 1. And you promised to send me one, didn't you? You've written yep. I'm guessing that's to the batch 1 question. So was that yes to also you was going to send me one? You lolled. So you're not going to send me one then. Talking about free ASICs, I've been contacted by somebody based in America who's got a job at a mining company. Not mining manufacturing ASIC company, and they've offered to send me a free ASIC. So I'm hoping that arrives or gets dispatched this week, and that'll be very good. power up. Are you saying yes? You heard that John was going to send me an ASIC. Yeah, John also said he was going to send you an ASIC as well. Because then he's got two for himself, and then he's sharing out two. So John, you said you get in 500 watts. So what's the voltage in Australia? Is it like 220 to 240, or is it something else? I'm not too sure. 240 volts. Well, in the UK, we're supposed to have 230 volts, and we're currently, well, I'm currently at 239, 200, near enough 240 volts. I did drag the garage down to 220 volts, so I need to put an extra cable in there. But as you can see, UK voltage is never 230. You have three phase at your place, so I'm guessing, is that your domestic property? Because UK domestic property is usually single phase. I can get it upgraded, but in the UK we have a thing called off-gem domestic license limit, which basically means you can't use your home electric for business use. This isn't business use, it's just a hobby, and it's an expensive hobby. Okay, so Power Up is also from Australia. So is it like 2 o'clock in the morning in Australia then? Hello from, I'm not sure how you say your name, now from Dubai. This is my X3, a mistake probably. We'll just see what happens. So that's been running on Bitcoin for a few moments. I'm assuming I can see my pool status on Bitcoin. $9 PM on the west side, okay. So how many people do we have? 4 people, okay. I suppose I'm going to have to edit this video and make it better than however long this video is, over 2 hours. I should be getting another ASIC tomorrow, delivered by FedEx. The FedEx guy didn't have a FedEx van, he had a rental van for some strange reason. He must be wondering, why is he delivering these boxes to me, and this one said Antminer on the front. So he probably kind of knows what's happening, and he could hear the ASICs, and he saw the ducting. How much did I get this for? About $3,000. I don't think it was that much. Just let me have a look. This was the X3. I think this was about $1,400. I used a voucher. I think I had something like a $420 voucher. And I've lost the Bitcoin page. I'm going to start closing a few windows down. So the X3 was $1,900 for the batch 4, and I used my $400 voucher, so I got it cheaper. Batch 1, 2, 3 and 4 was sent quickly. John received his about a week ago. I think it was about a week ago, wasn't that, John? Which means they didn't sell much X3s. Six days ago. Okay. Sometimes it works well buying the first batch, because you'll earn more. I don't think they'll sell many more kryptonite miners. Right, so I'm going to have a look at my pool status. Where do I go? I tried having a look at a different coin. What's it called? Digital notes, but I couldn't figure that one out. Was anyone able to figure that one out? You need an update on my video farm. I do have a few videos. The hardest part is editing the videos. They take too long to edit, and I need someone to edit my videos, and they will do it for free because I'm not paying them. But yes, I do have some videos on the farm. I have started transplanting more ASICs at the farm, so I'm taking the D3s out and I'm trying to sell the D3s. Right, so how do I check my pool status on Bitcoin? Payments. No, I don't want to go to payments. Have you looked at the new B3? I think you want to ask, have I bought the new B3? Ask me that question instead. You know I have. Well, yes, you're correct. So that's going to arrive between the 1st, or it's going to be dispatched 1st of May to the 10th of May. It's not a very hash rate, high power hash rate. It's like 300 watts. So what I could do is power the B3 also from this power supply, because this is only 540 watts. Well, I could be smart, or it could be a big mistake, but it is the first ever AI ASIC. Yeah, I also bought the E3 as well. I bought one of everything. I don't know if I'm stupid or if I'm smart. But I need to get rid of my D3s, so I need to find people to buy them. I did sell one on eBay, but that guy's going to get punished for not paying me. I also bought 2 other ASICs from another manufacturer, but they rip you off on the exchange rate. It's better to pay in US dollars than to pay them in crypto, so that was quite expensive. And then I'm also going to get another ASIC from another manufacturer if it turns up. I do have another ASIC coming tomorrow, and that is from the other manufacturer, so that's going to be around 12 PM UK time, so same time as the start of this video. That's coming from FedEx. So the Bitcoin, how do I find out how much I got paid? I've gone on the payments page, but that's not for me. Well, the D3 wasn't really a casualty for me because I've used that as a stepping stone into getting to crypto, because the issue with the UK is banks do not like people buying crypto, or they do not like buying people buying crypto hardware. Some banks will stop you, some banks will ask you loads of questions. Third party banks will say, oh well, the compliance department don't support this, so we're not going to let you pay. So now that I'm into crypto, I have crypto without buying crypto, if that makes any sense. So John, how do I see how much I've earned on the Bitcoin pool? I see just a way of purchasing via electric payment. Well, the D3s are good. You're mining heat and it costs you electricity to run. I'm talking about that. This year I did not use the boiler. I didn't have the D3s with me. They're at the data center, overseas data center. But I do have other ASICs that run at 2.2 kilowatt. And I did use some ducting to channel the heating into rooms that I needed heating, and the rest were channeled outside. Let's go to Unipool. Is it Unipool? No, I don't know what that is. So we'll go back to getting started. There's also blocks, but I don't think it's blocks. How do I see So there's an app which you can see your status, but I want to see it on the web. I'm using Bitcoin.uk. That says stats updated. Where do I see mine? Hit the look up button. Let's have a look. I can't search for lookup. I'm on the getting started page. Let's try the main page. It might be on there. Right, it's on the main page rather than getting started. That's why I couldn't find it. Right, so now what I need to do is refresh this. Is the Bitcoin address really long? Have I copied that correctly? Looks like it, okay. So that's searching. Okay, so let's see. Hash rate of 2.62 kilohash per second. And then it says enable PSM. Do I need to do that? The hash rate is a bit low, too low. You timed that out at the same time as I said it. It's 1.47 kilohash per second now. And that's not 200, that's 2 points. I'm just going to copy and paste some settings and make sure I've done it right. Enable PSM mode, okay. How do I set the difficulty? The higher the share difficulty, the higher your reward will be. Yeah, I know you do it in the dashboard, but what do you type? I'm guessing you do it where the worker is. Let's go back to getting started. Well, I've gone on to port 8888, so shouldn't that do the difficulty? Working ID at the end, put a full stop, and then directly after you put that, okay? Alright, it says there, okay, we don't read it. Hopefully this will be better. Do I need more lights? No. So for the Bitcoin, where are you mining it to? I'm mining it directly to hit BTC. I'm guessing you have a separate wallet for that, or you go into an exchange. You've got a wallet, okay. So this is at 50 kilohash per second, but then it has just started. So are you planning to keep hold of your Bitcoins, or are you gonna? Well, I'm gonna exchange them straight away. You're saying it will increase, right? Based on what evidence? Do you know something that's going to happen that's going to be big with Bitcoin? Just doing a solar update. Just waiting for that. So the clouds are covering the sun, and I'm generating 989 watts on the main roof. The house is consuming from mining 12.3 kilowatt hours, but we can see here I'm only measuring 10.2. So there's 2 kilowatts missing, as in I'm not paying for 2 kilowatts. So minimum of 4 kilowatt hours. After that you need special permission, and also you get lower rates. I'm getting paid something like 55 pence per kilowatt hours. Just let me just check what that is. That's $1 Australian per kilowatt. So that might be a lot of money in Australia. Well, you get 7 cents. Well, I've just measured this at being 14.3 times more than what you can get. But I did get this at the start of the solar panel feed-in tariff. The first couple of years were the higher rates, and then the government went to change the rules before the consultation period ended, so everything went to the High Courts, then the Supreme Court, and the courts just said what the government is doing is legally flawed. But before they went to the Supreme Court, I phoned up my dealer and said I want the solar panels installing, and legally in the UK you need to have a 7-day cooling off period, and I said to him I want to waiver that. I don't want the cooling off period. I want to get these panels done as quick as possible. So I was taking a risk from it getting dropped to about from 45 pence a kilowatt to 21 pence a kilowatt. Now it's probably 4 pence a kilowatt for the new people. I've already ROI'd in about 4.2 years. I started this in 2011 and it's 2018 now, so I'm already in profit. And at that time I was staving the excess solar into battery and then exporting it. So I've got this, and I've also got a DIY job on the garage roof, which I'll upload those videos soon as I've got a chance to edit them. That's 1.5 kilowatt hours. That's just using parts that I've had lying around, so I've done that myself. I won't be getting paid on the feed-in tariff for that. And if I was to do something dodgy, they'll know how much I'm earning, and they know how efficient the system is. This system is 105% efficiency, so if it goes above that, they're not going to know straight away something's dodgy. So I'm not going to do anything dodgy there. So that excess power that I'm making is going straight to the grid, which is being consumed by the miners. So to find that, I've also put that into here. It's only at 250 watts at the moment. The highest that I've seen, which I was measuring on here, is 752 watts from the solar. So this will be going back to the solar, measuring solar. I'll probably never see 1.5 kilowatt hours because the garage roof is flat, but I do get later sun on there, whereas the main house is the early sun, which you can see. On here, so let's see what it was yesterday. No, okay, from home, so it benefited me. Most people have it on south facing roof, so that's when it's midpoint, that's when people are at work. You really want, if you want it to benefit you now that the payments are low, you have it east facing if you use electricity most in the morning, or west facing if you have it use your electricity later on in the evening. For those in Australia, you have your panels facing north, so I've turned this upside down. But in the UK, we get most of our sun facing south. Okay, so you've been typing whilst I've been talking, so I'm just going to have a look. You were late to the party. Well, I took a risk. I was also looking at wind power, but the problem with wind power in domestic location is there's too many buildings and you get turbulence. If you want to be good at wind power, you need to be really high up or in a really open space. And also there are more strict rules for planning permission for wind turbines. You've got noise, you've got to make sure if it falls over, you've got enough space for it to fall over so it doesn't hit a fence or somebody else. And the profitability on wind turbine isn't that great. Yes, it might be good at winter, but you also got to look at high speed as well, because the wind turbines, they do cut out at high speed, so it's got to be just the right speed and it's got to be constant. It's not sunny at the moment, but I am still generating power. Just wait for that to update. So it's 1 kilowatt hour now, so that's 1 kilowatt that I'm saving instead of paying for it whilst mining. So that is 2 of these X3s that I'm mining for free, and also I'm earning 55 pence per kilowatt, which can pay for the rest of the other mining. If we have a look on, so that's the last 7 days or last 31 days. It's still spring at the moment. I'm not going to get any higher peaks. That's the last 12 months. So in Australia it'll be the opposite. You'll get more sun at Christmas than you would do in the summer, but your summer and winter's the wrong way around. It's upside down. So yeah, I can't do that. So that says I've earned £10,000, but that's not correct. This doesn't measure, or this doesn't count how much I've earned per year. It just, you have one currency value in there. You can't say this is when it started and when it's ended. So that's a bit misleading. The sun doesn't struggle throughout the year. I've got these special solar panels that work in overcast conditions. So like I've shown you there, I'm getting 1 kilowatt hour now, but anyone else would struggle to get the 1 kilowatt hour at this condition. When the solar panels are covered in snow, I get 200 watts. Other solar panels don't work in the snow. Obviously if it's thick heavy snow, then my panels won't work either. Do I have batteries? So I had 12 lead acid batteries, 88 amp hours, so that's probably about 2 kilowatt hours. I was a low energy user, so what I did was I used a Crestron control system, which is home automation. I don't have one with me at the moment. and what that was doing, it was measuring using the sensors for these current cost devices. It was measuring how much I was using, how much I was generating, and how much I was consuming from a grid. I have a video on that on my YouTube, or it might be on my second account, which I'll probably need to bring over to this account. So what it would do is, my average usage was probably less than 182 watts. Like I said, I'm a low user. I don't run computers, or didn't. I use laptops, LCDs, fridges. And what it would do is, if there was excess power, it will turn the inverters on, not the inverters, the chargers, which will charge my batteries. And obviously, if I use a kettle or a microwave, it will detect that and then switch off the charging if I needed that solar panel to provide that. And then later on, or on an overcast day, or later on in the evening or night, if it saw that I'd switched on the microwave or any other high devices, it will switch on the inverters and start putting the power into the grid. So it was minimizing what I was using from the grid and minimizing how much was being wasted from the solar panels. Charging the power, or putting the power from the solar panels to the battery and the back to the grid is not efficient. And I did this before Tesla and BMW and all the other companies did their lithium ion power walls. And obviously they successfully got into market doing this, and mine was only just for myself to see how much I could save. So at the moment I do have 2 batteries connected, but that's only to get this buck converter working because of the voltages. But technically I don't have any batteries up and running, because there's no point really, because I can never generate more than what I'm consuming. So at the moment I'm consuming from the grid 10.3 kilowatt hours. I don't have the space to generate that much electricity, and I don't want to buy any more solar panels. I was just reusing what I had before. Okay, so back to Bitcoin. So that's now saying 2.33 kilo hash per second. So now that I know that works, the next step is to overclock. Almost 3 hours later. So has anyone already overclocked? Give me some overclock settings, or I'll just try it. So the default rate is 400 mega hash. So I'm gonna go to 450 first. So what I need to check is the power usage and look for bad chips, and also look at the temperature. So I didn't check the temperature before, so it will be on the screen capture. Okay, it's booted up. I'm now around 600 watts. And that's at a frequency of 450. My A3 is overclocked to near enough 1 terahash at 1600 watts. I think it's 1600 watts. Or was it 1300? I think 1600. I can't remember now. Let's see what the default rate was. So I've been overclocking the A3 from day one. So temperature's around 44 degrees Celsius at the moment. So what I'm going to do is add another fan on the rear. That way I can push the hot air through ducting. Or I might just reposition this fan. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I don't have a high power fan like this. I could buy one. Chat is disconnected. Okay, let's just refresh that. Am I still streaming? That's a more important question. Looks like it. Right, so the A3, let's have a look at that. Okay, thanks for the confirmation that I'm still streaming. Do I still have space in my hard drive? Yeah. In my recording. Okay, I'm not seeing any specs on the A3, it's like it's been deleted. I'm not sure why. Okay, so 1250 watts. Well, I think mine's near enough 1600 watts then. And that's giving me just under 1 terahash. In fact, I can check to see what it's doing now. My laptop's being really slow now, and that's on the local network and the internet. I'm just going to swap over to a different Wi-Fi. In fact, I don't have the password on that. Okay, I'll do that later. So I'm doing 1085 gigahash per second on a device that's supposed to do 815 gigahash per second, but it arrived about something like 830 or something like that. And that's how I was able to ROI quicker. In fact, it's gone to 1.1 terahash per second. And it's gone up again even more. Right, so I'm going to refresh the pool status and see what I'm getting. So that's 263. Temperatures around 52 Celsius on the chip. No errors, which means I can push this more. It's not broken yet. 500 is another lucky number. Let's try that. So, the guy from Dubai, Laro, I can't say your name, do you have an X3 as well? The A3 ROI'd in 1 month, and the guy in Dubai, he bought 3, so he must be milking it. I've had more than 100,000 Saya coins. I've been buying and selling as well as mining. So let me have a look. So currently I have on this new address. I'm not sure why I went to a new. Oh, I went to a new address because BTC stopped accepting Saya coins. So on this address, it's only 21,000. On the previous address, $105,000. So let's call that 106 plus 21. 127,000 Saya coins I've had. With HitBTC, they've only stopped incoming coins. So if you've got your coins on there, you should still be able to exchange them. I lost something like 3 or 4 days worth, but once it comes back online, if it comes back online, then you should be able to exchange it, but you don't know what rate it is going to be at that time. Right, so now we're at 500 frequency, which is 680 watts on this inefficient power supply. Let's have a look at the mining status. Oh, is that what they said? Well, yeah, they said to me, they replied today, finally, they said it's unfortunate that it's gone into maintenance, blah blah blah, which I already know. But the coins, yeah, you should still receive the coins, but you just need to know when they're going to fix everything. So the temperature's around 55, 56. The ambient temperature is 26, and that's because I've got the window closed. This isn't the normal mining room. I will need to put this ASIC somewhere. I'm running out of space. It's not just space, I'm running out of electric circuit, so I need to put another electric circuit in. I should be okay if I don't exceed 80% of circuit breakers, fuses, cables, which I'm currently on 2 different circuits, one in the garage and one in the kitchen, and I'm around 80% at the moment, maybe a little bit more if the fans kick up a bit more. So I might do some wiring today because I've got another ASIC coming tomorrow. So you've written, do I get any attention from my electricity? Well, the provider has said I need to follow the Ofgem's, which is the regulators, domestic license limit. I've tried contacting them, I've tried contacting a Citizens Advice Bureau. Nobody can get me the information. From a vague research, Ofgem don't want to talk to the public, they only talk to companies. I could talk to my energy provider, but I'm not going to do that, because then they'll kick me off on this low rate of 9.9 pence per kilowatt. Obviously I'm paying less than that if you look at how much I'm getting paid from the solar which I'll probably do a quick video on that, and how much I'm offsetting by not actually using all of the grid. So I'm actually getting less than 9.9 pence per kilowatt hour. I just need to work it out. So what I'm going to do is let them think they know how much they're charging me. Normally they overcharge you, but when they either come round or ask me, ring me up or whatever, then I'll give them the meter reading, and then they'll say, oh, you're using too much. I don't know if they can do anything about it, but we'll see. That's when they might get some attention about how much I'm using. I was estimated before having this ASIC and all the other ASICs 102 megawatt hours per year, which might not be a lot in other countries, but it is a lot in the UK. So I could say I've got electric heaters, which these are electric heaters. I could say I've got electric car, electric heated swimming pool, and then I could be close to that limit. They would have to prove it is business related. Well, I did speak to one company, and they said if you've got heavy machinery in the garden, then that would be classed as business usage. Well, these are computer servers. These are mini computer servers, according to some ASIC manufacturers. That's what they write on the commercial invoice. Bitmain writes Antminer on the commercial invoice. So this is a hobby. This isn't a business. So we'll see. I'm actually using more than 102 megawatts because megawatt hours per year, because I've also got the data center as well. Hobby computer server old style. Right, so this is now, I'm going to refresh this one more time. It did peak at 290 kilo hash per second. It's now at 277 kilo hash per second. That's at 55-56 degrees Celsius. I think I can push this more. The hardware errors are still on 0. There was 0 before. The fan speed is 4,600 RPM. Obviously there's 0 on the second fan. I would possibly need to add another fan if I'm going to overclock this further. Every increment, which is probably every 6 or something like that, but that's going to take way too long. Okay, I have been paid 108 Bitcoin so far. The Bitcoin is probably not worth a lot of money. Let's have a look. Has anyone tried mining digital note XDN? Hello Steve Bills. Why do people say A3 is an X3? Nobody is saying the A3 is an X3. We were just talking about the A3 I think that was the last ASIC that I had delivered, I think. I'm just trying to think. I have ordered more ASICs, but yeah, that was the previous one. We're just talking about the profitability and how we've already ROI'd in a month and how we've already got 100,000 Sire coins. The forking that's going to happen in May is Electronium at the end of May. So the Bitcoin is less than a half a cent. That's bad, isn't it? But it has spiked twice. The X3, let me just check. I did say before. When I started the video, it was around $57 a day. But on Bitcoin, it's $47 a day. I'm just going to do a refresh now. So Bitcoin's gone to $45 a day. But there are other coins, digital note, which I don't know how to get onto, that's $56 a day. People can't get them onto NiceHash. No, John has also tried that, and I think that's because NiceHash has already changed to Kryptonite 7. It does show up on what to mine, but I can't get it to work. It might be a special URL to get it to work on that. Why should I buy one, or is it risky? I think the risk is over now. So you've got the lesser known coins. When you're buying ASICs, you really need to be in the first batch. I was lucky to be in the fourth batch, and I got this for $1,400 instead of $1,900. I use a voucher, and there's about a week's difference between people receiving batch 1 to me receiving batch 4. So not many people bought this, so I thought I'm going to get mine a month later. In fact, this was meant to be shipped out on the 1st of May, and originally I think it was meant to be shipped out in June, so it got brought forward a month, or was it 7 weeks? Yeah, so technically I got this 7 weeks early. That's because Bitmain are panicking. People will complain by that time they get their machines, it won't be earning much. So it might be useful for 7 weeks, and it's a lower power usage. So now I'm at 730 watts, but that is only because I'm overclocking it. I'm just checking the amps. That's 3 amps. I need to check because this cable is only 5 amps. And technically I've got 1000 watts in this power supply. I remember this power supply doesn't like being upside down. If you have it upside down, the heat can't transfer as well, and it just shuts down. So I need to check on the pool to see if it's on a higher hash rate. So the pool is saying 283. configuration status is saying 298 kilohash per second. It has peaked to 301 kilohash. Or is that average? Yeah, average is 301. The temperature is around 53 to 58 degrees Celsius. One of them is hashing at a higher rate than the others. You've ordered 2 E3s. What price did you pay? Did you pay $800 or did you pay $2,150? Lucky you. I wish I did that as well. Next time if I see a cheap ASIC, buy 2 instead of buy 1 to try it out. That seems to be running well on 550 megahertz, so I'm going to push it up a bit more. Obviously when I sell the D3, I'll be putting that power supply onto here. In fact, I have ordered more power supplies. I buy my power supplies from China. I've just bought another 2 for £62 each, because if I buy the Bitmain one, it works out to be about £140 if you include the postage and the import duty, whereas a cheap Chinese one is £62 each. I can get 2 for that price and still got some change. So I'm going to take this to 650 megahertz instead of 600 megahertz. Well, if the guy who bought my D3, in a couple of weeks he would have made about £50 before electricity, so he would have made a quarter of his money back already at the price he paid. I think he paid £230, but he hasn't actually physically paid me, so I'm going to punish him by costing him some money. He kept me waiting, then he told me to cancel it and I told him it wasn't nice, and then he said wait until Saturday. I waited, then he said 24 hours, so that's technically Sunday. It's now Monday, he still hasn't paid, so it is going to be bad for him. No, I haven't sent it because he hasn't paid yet. I'm waiting for him to pay, then I send it. But he's also a seller, so I'm going to make sure it costs him money. If he messes with me, I'll mess with him. That's how we do things in the UK. Well, that's how we do things in Manchester. Talking about annoying people, so I've annoyed some scammers, and I've uploaded the scammer video. The following day someone contacted me on Facebook. He pretended, well, he's trying to guess where I was based from. He asked me if I was based in Oxford. He told me that he's also invested with that investmid.com. He's hoping not to lose his money. And I said, well, have you actually tried withdrawing money? He says yes he has, which is bullshit, because that's the issue that people have. It looks good that you invest with them. The website's only been open since October 2017, so they must have been running under a different company name before that. And he's reckon he's already withdrawn some money. Then he says I'm messing things up, and then he starts with some racist language. So I'm just going to stick that in the video and show him up as well. That company, that quick 2-minute phone conversation turned out to be a 2.5 hour, 3 hour conversation. So I need to edit that into a smaller video, because you don't want to watch a 3-hour video of me just wasting their time. It involved me sending them some fake documents. such as fake bank statements and things like that, make them think that I've sent them the money, just to waste their time as much as possible. Okay, I've got a fault light now, so that might be a bit too high. And I've got all X's on all the chips, so 650 is too high. And that says 750 watts. So I'm going to go down to 600 megahertz. Talking about scammers, I'll just power cycle this, might be easier. Talking about scammers, I've had someone contact me on Facebook saying you can get some ASICs, some really out-of-date ASICs and at silly prices. I pretend I'm interested in them. I get him to click on a few of my links. First one he wouldn't click on, maybe he was warned about some kind of, I don't know, issue about it. But when he did click on the link, I found out that he was using what phone he was using, and I also found out it's from India. So I just kept on messing around with him, and then I said, okay, if you want me to send you some money, there's got to be some trust. Send me a picture of your ID with your face on there. He sends me a picture of his girlfriend's ID in America. And I said, well, that could be anyone. You can just get that image. So I just show him one that I found from the internet, which looks similar. Someone holding it, and I said it needs to be with them, and a little note. So he actually got that done. And that's after I mentioned his town where he's from. He got really offended by that. He said he's not from there. He's got some friends from there, which is bullshit. Because if his IP address says that, and that's where he's from, obviously he could be hiding behind a VPN. But why would you hide behind a VPN in India? Why not choose a UK or American VPN? So yeah, they don't like it when I know when I find out where they're from. Power up. Why do I say it's not in Manchester? Why do I not say what's in Manchester? Sorry, don't understand. I was originally born in Manchester, but I'm not in Manchester. I travel a lot. I'm probably more of a gypsy, the amount of travelling I do. I travel internationally as well, spend quite a lot of time in Europe. You can see Trafford Centre and the reflection of the watt meter. Can you really? I'm not in Manchester. That's very good if you can. Someone's left me a message on Facebook. Let's go to that. David McHenry. Let's see what your message is. He uses his D3s as bookends. His A3 makes about $10 a day. Soon will turn into a doorstep. He also has a B29, B29. He will get his ROI in 12 days. Okay. I'm just trying to find out what the best frequency is, because that's what I did with the A3. I think I was just under 700 on that one. Okay, so that's got a fault on it again, so 600 is too high. I'm going to go for 575. just going to power cycle it. It might be quicker at booting up, it might not be. So 600 and 650 is too high. I'm trying 575 now. I think 500 was working, or 550 was working. Even when I do get this stable, I need to do long-term testing, because heat is also an important factor on this. And I might try again with the settings after I add a second fan to extract the heat quicker. The chips are not getting that hot, but these chips are meant to get to something like 105 degrees Celsius, I think. I have read that the control board needs to be cool, so it's best to turn your miner on its side. So maybe you have the power supply sitting on top of the miner. That way the control board can stay colder. This control board is getting a bit warm. It's probably about 20 something degrees Celsius. I don't have my measuring thing at the moment. I'll try and look for it. Okay, so the exhaust heat is 30 degrees Celsius. It's around 20 odd around the edges. The power supply is going to be hot. In fact, that's not measuring it because it's shiny. I've got near enough 50 degrees Celsius on the power supply on this end, but that's because this power supply isn't efficient. Well, that's the exhaust side, so that's correct. You need to turn it off for 20 seconds, it will not run. This is running. Yes, I will be relocating this miner somewhere else. I've just got this temporary set up because this is where I can film stuff. Wattage is 654 watts. I probably have about 35 ASICs as well, including the ones on delivery. Steve, are you mining from home? Okay, so that's crashed again. We can see a flashing light there. So that's too high. I've got some X, some zeros on the chips, and that got to 58, so maybe 60 is its temperature range. I'm going to go to 550, I don't know if I've done 550. You got 10 at home. Where have you positioned your ASICs to deal with the noise? I'm in the process of moving them all to the garage. I've removed the window, put wooden frame there and cut holes in it. That way I can put the ducts in straight on the back of the ASIC, straight out the window. Yours is in a garage as well. Is that an integrated garage or a detached garage? Is it a single or a double? Alright, so you're checking the wattage and frequencies as well. So you're saying do 500. Well, let me try 550 because our conditions will be different. You might be in a cooler environment. or a hotter environment. I'm not sure, because that will also be an important factor on this. So that's 725 or 26, 27 watts. Leave windows open. It has steel bars. Why does your house have steel bars? What kind of place do you live in? And also, steel bars don't stop people in Manchester. We carry angle grinders. I'll show you just 1 second. We all have angle grinders like this. This will get through any steel bar. I've only kind of used this once. I haven't actually used this to cut steel bars. CCTV and alarm. Yeah, well, I have CCTV and alarm. The problem with CCTV is, even if you capture the person who did this, the police will do nothing. They're absolutely useless. We pay their wages through our council tax. They say they don't have the resources to do anything. It's a load of bullshit. Grinders are noisy, but what's more noisy, a grinder or the ASIC? Talking about leaving lofts open, if you look up a YouTuber called Ali Law, he can climb buildings, so he will find a way of getting up there. People like him, he's trying to pretend he's a free runner, but he's not really a proper free runner. He's just someone just messing around on YouTube and getting into a lot of trouble. So you've got to think about that. Can someone climb up? And the answer is probably yes. And that's without ladders or scaffolding or anything like that. They do climb up scaffolding, but it's just, there are ways up into a roof. Which plod in the UK gives out traffic tickets? I thought it was the traffic warden that gives out traffic tickets. If the police is giving you a traffic ticket, then it must be really serious. For speeding, well, don't speed. Try not to speed. So that's 550 megahertz, 727 watts. I'm not sure if I can go to 750. Or was it 750 from the solar panel reading? Yeah, the police work for the corporates. If you got money, they will, because yeah, that's just the way it works. You want to try not to speed. Get some kind of GPS based speed camera detector thing. Do you want points and fines and lose your license, or just risk getting bored whilst driving? Or what you could do, you could talk to scammers whilst driving like I do. Or, well, they call me, I don't call them. I've just been contacted by someone who's going to get me the free ASIC. Let's see what he says. Well, if you have a Subaru, why do you have a Subaru? It's like when I was driving a Lamborghini. I just thought, what's the point in driving a Lamborghini? You can't do much with it. You can slow your speed down and then floor it, but then by the time you get to 70, you have to do it again. It's just pointless. Regarding digital note, yeah, it looked like that was the only working pool, Minergate. Well, I've heard bad stories about Minergate as then not giving you the right amount of coin, so I might try that. Okay, so that kind of is stable on 550 mega hash, and that's 305 kilohash per second. Some people look at hash rate to energy consumption to look at the efficiency. I don't see it that way. I see it as getting the maximum hash rate. I'm just going to refresh the pool, see if that goes higher. Minergate is not scammers, they just rob you. The robbers. With Minergate, they haven't done anything with me, it's just what I've heard from other people. So they don't pay you the full amount, what they say you're going to pay. Normally pools say would charge you a fee of a couple of %, but Minergate appears to be charging you something else and not telling you what they're charging you, because if you worked it out compared to another pool, you'll find out you would have earned more. Okay, I'm just going to leave this running. I'm going to wait for the Bitcoin pool to update a little bit, because that's saying 212 kilohash per second. I'm just going to check to see what Bitcoin chart's been doing. So Bitcoin is actually going up on the coin market cap. Let's just zoom in a bit more. It did dip down around the 26th of March, but it is going up. So what you could do is hold your coins for a bit before you exchange it, or you can exchange it straight away. Depends what you want to do. Talking about nice hash, I think we're on the 4th payment now, aren't we? The repayment schedule. So the 4th 10%, so that'll be a total of 40% back. So maybe that'll arrive on the 1st of the month. It's good that they're paying us back, but obviously we know they're paying us back from giving people less than what they should be earning, because you can't just magic up money just like that. Well, regarding NiceHash, it depends what's more profitable. With the Sire coin, I'm mining to the exchange and then exchanging it on the exchange at a higher rate than what I should have got on that day. NiceHash is good. They charge you a 2% fee, and it's good because it pays you in BTC, so you don't have to deal with that. It does it automatically. So if you want that, then NiceHash is good. If you want the most for your money, then NiceHash isn't the best, what you need. You're paying for a service off NiceHash. So I don't see it as a scam. So Steve, where are your S9s? Are you using via BTC or using something else? Because I'm thinking of moving some of the ASICs away from NiceHash, and also now that I can, like, I'm a bit more useful with converting coins on the exchange at a higher rate. Slush pool. What's the fees for slush pool? For Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And which one are you mining? BTC or BTH? BTC, okay. Something's happening with Bitcoin Cash, it's forking, but you're not going to get free coins, I don't think. I think 12th of May, I'm not too sure, I'll have to check up on that. So tell me about the smart mining on via BTC. Does that give you more hashing power? What does that do? Why is it smart? That's probably a bad design the way I've got this. That's the intake and that's the exhaust. That's better. Okay, so it switches between the two. Okay. Yeah, I've seen it on via BTC. I think I did try it, but NiceHash worked out better then. So I'll look again. I'm going to try and overclock it further. So the pool is saying the hash rate is around 240 kilohash per second. But the pool rate will be a different rate to what I'm actually hashing at. Or it might not be measuring it properly. I can't change the frequency on the S9. I've got the later versions, the one where you can't change the frequency. I'm going to try 562 megahertz. Not sure if that's going to show up. That's how much internet I used in the last month on my phone. Nearly 160 gigabytes on a mobile phone. All the S9s can be clocked. I couldn't see the settings for it. I will try to update the firmware on the S9. Okay, so that's failed. I'm going to go down a little bit. So the last option is 556 megahertz. If it doesn't work on that, then 550 is the highest it will accept. Yeah, S9 isn't with me. It's the overseas data center. I've already started transplanting in some of the ASICs over there and bringing the D3s back to sell. I can do it remotely, but I don't want to brick it. I think it already has the latest firmware, but I will check. It's now 26 degrees in here with the window closed. In a small room, by the way. A mile down the road is convenient. The big batteries, which are, just looking at the size, I think it's a size C. No, it's a size D. So these are really chunky ones. Supposed to last 7 years. And you just clip this on the line cable. You don't do line and neutral because they'll... I could say Albania, that's where my new scammer friends are from. I really upset those guys. And you heard what he wanted at the end of that 2-minute call. He's tried to scam me on 2 previous occasions. Failed on both of them. I'll have to get those recordings up and loaded. And then he calls me the following week thinking everything was alright after what he called me. Then he tries insulting me. And then I insult him back, and that shut him up for a bit. Insulted him without swearing like he was. And then he tried to get his Facebook friend to give me some grief on Facebook. They'll call again. So that's now at 283 hash, kilo hash. I'm sure I did have it higher than that. So I might have to drop the frequency to get it about 300 megawatt crypto mining facility in America. It would be nice to host it there, but like I said, places like that are not convenient for people in the UK. It's a very long flight. I want to get a flight there, do the work and come back the same day. If I was getting paid expenses for meals, flights, travel, accommodation, then it wouldn't matter, but because nobody's paying me, I want to be in and out on the same day. Was it called megawatt or gigawatt? I can't remember. Georgia is far from you. No. Well, yes it is. It's very far. Why do you mention Georgia? Because I've been scammed by a guy called David from Georgia, and the Albanian scammers, they think I'm from Georgia because I use the scammer's passport, which he altered. So I altered that same altered passport with my name on it. So when the scammers ask for my passport details, they've got his passport details with my name on it. Georgia is quite cheap. It's 5 cents per kilowatt hour in the free industrial trade zone. So you can get things imported and not pay import duty. And you don't pay VAT on the electric. But as an outsider, you can't really set something like that up. It's easy if you're a local. Georgia's probably about 4 or 5 hours away, maybe 6 hours. There's a guy who used to be a YouTube channel called CCN, called Becca, but now they call their company Ambit. So now they've gone to the next stage. They've gone to the ICO stage. Yeah, Georgia has a free trade zone, and I think the UK does as well. There's Prestwich Airport, which is near Manchester. There's Liverpool Docks area. There's Portsmouth, Southampton area. So there are a few places in the UK as well, but I'm not sure how to set things up there as the free industrial trade. The taxman wouldn't be happy as well, I don't think. Yeah, CCN. They've changed the name to Ambit now. ANBIT. I've been following him from when he was doing his 400 GPU rigs before he got the GPUs. That was back in July. But now he's gone all corporate with his ICO stuff, and yeah. Ambit and CCN are the same company. They've merged from CCN to Ambit. Right, I'm going to drop the frequency a bit now, because that's 280. I'm sure I've had higher than that. I think it's because of the temperature. So that's 716 watts at 556 megahertz. I'm going to go down to 500, because there's no point in spending more on the electricity for a lesser hash rate. I've got some scrap in ducts in here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. The piece is too small. I'm not sure why I got a small piece. What's the electricity in Dubai? I think you're from Dubai. It's still overcast outside, but I'm still saving on electricity. Okay, so the temperature's around 55 Celsius, and that's also 280 kilohash per second. 645-ish watts. I think I will tweak it once I've got the ducting on here. Right, I think I'm going to end the stream here, so thank you for watching. It's been nearly 4 hours. I've got something up and running now. Let's see who's still here. Oh, okay, just only one person. Now I've got to find somewhere to put this A3. I literally got